one for each playoff stuff heating up. Tiger Woods versus BMW Championship on Saturday. Hello and welcome to the Cheese Wizard. I'm DJ Gregory. Alright, so this week we're talking about Milton Bradley. Now, not Milton Bradley, the board game manufacturer, Milton Bradley, the baseball player. Same Milton Bradley who causes trouble wherever he goes, has been on 7 teams now in 10 Major League seasons, who in 2004 got tossed from a game and in retaliation tossed a whole bag of balls out onto the field, who got a beer bottle tossed at him in the right field at Dodger Stadium, picked up the beer bottle, went over to the stands, smashed it on the fence, and egged the fans on for more. The same Milton Bradley who in 2007 tore his ACL while being restrained from Mike Winters, the first base umpire. The same Milton Bradley who got a 7th chance this season when the Chicago Cubs signed him for 3 years and $30 million. And guess what? We're not even to the end of the first year of the contract, and the experiment is over in Chicago. They suspended him for the rest of the year when he said in a local paper, and I quote, "You start to understand why they haven't won in over 100 years here." Sir, how do we feel about this behavior?
He's a jackass.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Look, I've been thinking about this all week, and I can't understand why somebody as talented as Milton Bradley would screw up everywhere he goes, would alienate all the people who want him to do well, and at the end of the day could find every reason to blame everyone and everything but himself for his problems. And then this morning, Charlena Rector, his mother, was interviewed by the Chicago Sun-Times, and all of a sudden, all of Milton Bradley's problems became abundantly clear. Here's what she said in the paper. When racism hit Milton's 3-year-old baby in school, he couldn't take it. Parents, teachers, and their kids called him the N-word. When asked why she didn't know about this earlier, she said, "Milton's a quiet person. Stuff like that he keeps to himself. I watched his swing and I could tell what was wrong. His mind wasn't on baseball. He was thinking about all these other things." I mean, give me a break. Really? I mean, who's so threatened by a 3-year-old that they have to use racially derogatory terms towards that person? And what 3-year-old would know what they were talking about anyway? Moreover, what father stays at home and doesn't say anything when he knows that his 3-year-old baby boy's teacher is calling him the N-word at school? And Miss Rector, if you know your son so well that you can look at his baseball swing and tell what's going on in his head, how do you not know that his son, your 3-year-old grandson, is being called the N-word at school? I mean, my mom doesn't know the first thing about my golf swing, but if my dog has a runny poop one day, she knows about it the next afternoon, and she lives all the way across the country from me. I mean, if we want to look at where the accountability issues come from in this country, we should look at kids' parents. Because the blame it on other people apple doesn't fall too far from the blame it on other people tree. It's like these parents who sue the schools when their kids get expelled for bad behavior. It's ridiculous. And Milton, look, if you have a problem with racism and heckling, you need to get over it. Because you've played in San Diego, in Arlington, Texas, and Cleveland, Ohio. You haven't been to Boston. You haven't played in New York. You haven't dealt with the wrath of Philadelphia. Andre Dawson, the Cubs' ex-outfielder, put it nicely when he said, "Look, I don't know Milton Bradley, but if I knew him, I would say, this is a blessing. You shouldn't take it for granted. Any player who gets the opportunity to play at Wrigley should welcome it." Well, I'll take that a step further and say to Milton, if anybody is an idiot enough to sign you this offseason, it's more than a blessing. It's a miracle. And you better take advantage of it, because it may be the last one of your career. Thanks for watching The Cheese Wizard. I'm DJ Gregory.